Welcome back to Fatigue Shield Ops. We are now looking at the SFR, or the Subjective Fatigue Reporting System, which is now in Fatigue Shield. It has become far easier to report because we believe that crew fatigue has to be reported immediately or in a very short time after a flight has landed. The pilot should have the possibility to actually report immediately. I think the present way most airlines handle it is that the pilot then fills up a form and gives different ratings to the flight, and then that form goes away somewhere into the ops in the crew rostering, and at some point links up in the right place and then gets recorded, and then at then point is assessed, and a decision can be made whether to re-roster a pilot or give him more rest periods. So to avoid the delays and to keep this as powerful and as live as possible, this is what a pilot would need. He would need to scan to install the Fatigue Shield app for SFR reporting. So he opens it he can do it on an Android, Chrome, tap, configure, install, and open the app, login. Or you can do it on an iPhone or using Safari. Open Safari on iPhone, tap the shield, add to home screen, configure. He can also then do it on WhatsApp if he likes. And on WhatsApp, he has the method over here. So once this link is basically pasted up in the actual ops area. So when he comes in, he just scans the link and install on the phone. Once it's installed, he never has to do it again. So how it actually works is here. He would then come back from a flight, and he would then be able to rate that flight and give it his rating. So you rate your sector. So once he's installed on his phone, he can then pick up and say this was a 6, and the 6 was because of weather turbulence, complex ADC, and high traffic density. So the workload in the cockpit became very high, and there was a disruption, and basically his workload is very high and he's feeling extremely tired. So this is then submitted, and it goes directly into the Fatigue Shield Ops, and there it gets recorded, and it automatically gets then goes to rostering. It alerts them that so-and-so pilot has just come back, and this is how this flight was, so therefore he needs to be looked at, whether he needs to be re-rostered onto a different flight, and he's given a more rest time, and you can re-roster another pilot, and all this can be done automatically with the supervision, of course, of the ops managers and people who make those decisions. But it is a very, very valuable aspect of Fatigue Shield because it brings the reporting of an SFR into real time, and there's no delay. Everything can be handled in a short period of time. In an instant, this gets transmitted in. It's a live app that goes straight into the Fatigue Shield backend. It gets into the rostering section. It goes into the operations with alerts so that people know that this pilot needs to have more rest.